LeVeon Bell cut by the Jets. This was crazy. They spent some time wanting to trade him. They couldn't get any trades done, which I think is a little bit crazy. Like, you couldn't trade him for a 6th, 7th round pick. But teams probably did not want that
just
contract.
A lot of money, right? A lot of money.
A lot of money to pay him. And so they cut him. So in this episode, I guess it's not even an episode, we're going to go over the potential landing spots for him, what we think is going to happen.
And do we think he's still washed? Do we still think
Right.
he got it going? We all know what happens with the when someone leaves Gase. And the thing is, before Gase, we know how amazing Bell played.
Right.
You know? So yes, was it because of the O-line? Was it not?
If we're betting on history, this is where you go all in. Le'Veon Bell is the MVP this season.
Right.
Le'Veon Bell is the running back 1 to finish the year. If we're gonna bet on players leaving the Adam Gase clenched hands, as I like to say.
Man, you are just obsessed with clenched. I love it. I think it's like the hottest word off the market.
Seems like
in
I might
2020 clenched.
Seems like I might get lucky tonight.
Yeah. You might get clenched.
I might get clenched. But yeah. First off, I mean, we can go off the thing. Is Le'Veon Bell washed? Do I think he's washed? No. Fully washed? No. Do I think
so? It's like he's going in like he's in the washing machine. He's in the washing machine, right? And you're like not fully turning it on, right?
It's so like we didn't go colors. Dirty. Like we didn't
didn't go colors. Okay.
Right.
All right.
I don't know. Don't look into that. But what I'm trying to say is I don't think that he's washed, but he is older. He's 28. I think he's way out of his prime. I don't think that he's this spectacular running back that's going to come in there and all your problems will be solved and he's a Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. Like, when you...
I don't know how many running backs, honestly, in the league as of right now solve all your problems.
Of course. Mainly what I'm saying is if you have a shit O-line and you have... Sorry, everybody. If you have a bad O-line and you have, you have running back problems, I don't think Le'Veon Bell is going to be... I don't think his talent alone will... overcome
for sure
what's going on there.
And I think that what Pittsburgh does, and we talked about this, it's that I think what you should do as a team, an organization, as much as we're like, pay the guy, I think it's about getting the O-line to be good, and then you put in put in a lot of NFL running backs,
right,
and they'll do pretty well.
I think, and teams know that, and that's why there's this big, we're not going to pay the running back. I mean, teams are way ahead of that. They've been doing this for years. They know that if you get a great O-line, that's not only going to solve your...
That's why Pittsburgh is like in it most years.
Yeah, great defense, great O-line. I mean, that's what they've been preaching.
But yes.
Speaking of Pittsburgh...
Wait,
sorry.
Okay, so do I think he's washed? I honestly think he's not washed. Like, I think at all. I mean, of course, there's like... He's not the same. But I think he's closer than people think. Why? He didn't play for one whole year, right? And then he kind of played. Like last year he played. Even this year he had this injury. Like, he's kind of not giving 100% to this team because he knows, one, I don't want to play for this team. Right. Number two, Gase is not going to utilize me. Number three, like, why? Why? So I think, like, if he gets into a situation where he, where he's given a lot of touches, I don't know where that we'll talk about where he can go. I just think he's not really 28 right now. He's probably like more like 26, maybe 27 in the sense of a running back, because I think him not playing 1 year, him kind of playing these last 2 years, like ish. I just think that he will ball. Like, you see these Twitter remarks on his Twitter, bro, like trashing him, bro. Like, people are all about, what have you done for me now?
Right.
So I really think he has a lot to prove. He tweeted that he has a lot to prove himself. He understands it. And again, there's one thing is, like, if you don't have it, as much as you want to prove it, you're not going to be able to because your body just can't withstand it. I just think he has a lot more than people think.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I think him missing that season and him, not playing in many games. I'm playing for the Jets. I think he isn't closer to 28. I would agree with, he's closer to 26, 27 in terms of the amount of hits that he's got. And I don't think that he's completely washed. All I'm saying is I don't think he is the Le'Veon Bell that will be a Saquon type or be a McCaffrey type where his talent alone will be able to overcome your team being bad.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't even think Saquon couldn't.
Yeah, he could. I mean, Saquon and Christian McCaffrey and Ezekiel Elliott and Alvin Kamara.
But they didn't. Clearly, like Carolina.
I mean, he was just playing Pittsburgh.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What?
I'm saying that Carolina.
Right.
When C-Mac.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey was eating. The team. I'm saying in terms of running, he was eating.
I'm saying fantasy. I'm talking about for the overall team. Like Carolina finished really bad.
They finished bad because their quarterback couldn't complete one throw.
Right,
Christian
so that's what I'm saying.
McCaffrey
He
was
didn't
getting
right.
He did
didn't
solve. He didn't. I'm not talking about solving the team's like championship run.
Right.
I'm talking about solving their run game.
Right, solving their
Christian
run
McCaffrey
game.
solved their run
100%,
game. It
without a
didn't
doubt.
matter that they had a bad.
Yes,
like,
yes,
they
and
had a
I
good
honestly
O-line.
think Le'Veon Bell could solve your run game. Run game, yes.
See, that's
Team
that's,
game, no.
Right, that's where I think I don't necessarily like. I'd have to see.
Right, for sure. And yeah,
Um,
as much as I want
like
to, I can say all this stuff. Of course, it's just assuming.
Right.
I'm
It's all
presuming.
assuming. Like, do I think you put Le'Veon Bell with a good O line? Like, you put him behind
Steelers again.
like the Steelers O line, which we'll go over here. Like, yeah, do I think he's gonna eat like crazy?
Absolutely.
But yeah, whatever. So the first team that people think he's going to is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Really?
Yeah, that's on the top of the list, and I think they probably put it as the first team for the headlines.
Yeah, because I've heard so many. Like when I've heard it, it's usually what I hear.
Mhm.
It's the Bears, the Chiefs, and Miami.
Well, let's go through this. Pittsburgh
Okay.
Steelers.
Okay.
I don't think he goes there. I think they have James Conner, especially knowing that they don't want to pay running backs.
right.
Le'Veon Bell's gonna want money. Do we know? So does he play with the rest of the $7 million? Do we know that
not
aspect?
Really sure. Not really sure.
Because
what
I saw
happens.
the minimum. I don't know. He's probably not taking the minimum anywhere.
Right.
I think there's a good possibility that it doesn't even get signed, and he's
There
like
is that-
screw
there is
playing
that
at the minimum.
possibility for this year.
I want my
think
money.
He might get next year, but right.
Right.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I just don't see it
With
in any
James
way.
Conner,
After that whole situation, what happened to them?
right.
I think they just drafted, McFarland.
Yeah.
They have Snell. They just have so many pieces that's not their issue right now. Is their running back?
Right. Number
Um,
2.
It would be nice. It would be
It will be
pretty
cool
and
to see.
beautiful and like a Cinderella story, whatever.
Chicago Bears.
Right.
With Mitch. What's his name? David
Foles
Montgomery.
and Montgomery.
David
so
Montgomery
you
not
would take
playing.
Tariq Cohen's spot. People are saying, and I've read a lot of tweets, whatever. This would make the most sense because as of right now, they're actually 56. They have like a 56% chance of making the playoffs. So they have a decent chance to make it there. And I think this will only, help them out. It can be a good 1-2 punch with
Yeah.
Montgomery. Montgomery has shown flashes of catching the ball. And in
Right.
college, I think he was a good passing catch ball. But clearly they want someone else as well, like Tariq Cohen, like Patterson. And he would be he's amazing at catching the ball. So it
I
would be
think
great.
it's a pretty good landing spot for him. I do believe he would definitely consider that. The next one would be Arizona Cardinals with the whole Kenyon Drake situation.
Right.
Chase Edmonds. I mean, I know they like Chase Edmonds, but I don't know if he's their guy. I don't
I think it would be dumb
I
for
think
them to do it.
yeah, it would be dumb. They just played Kenyon Drake, and
They pay Kenyon Drake when I already, in my mind, was like, bro, like, the thing is Kenyon Drake is youngish, so I don't think it's that bad because they signed him for 1 year, but I still was like, Edmonds showed you a lot. Like, in my
Right.
mind, with his limited amount of, like, plays when he was healthy, like, he showed you a lot. But the thing is, Kenyon Drake, it is a 1 year, and he's not as old as Bell. So, like, I can
Right.
kind of see it. But to sign a Bell,
right.
again, I don't see it for that franchise.
This one's pretty interesting. I didn't even think about this. The Los Angeles Chargers, with Eckler being out, I could totally see them making a move for him.
Honestly.
That's pretty realistic.
Like,
Because they're like, we need to win.
You know what's crazy? If they're like, you know what? It depends on what the franchise is.
Of
They're
course.
1-4, right? So if I'm
But
like,
they
thinking,
should be 3-2.
That's what I'm saying. If it just depends on the vibe in that place. If they're like, wait a minute, if we actually continue playing like this and actually get wins, we have a really good chance of making it. The thing is, their division is so hard, bro.
Right.
It's so hard that like literally, there is like a 1% chance that even if they win every single game, based on not a wild card, wild card there is a chance, but based on that, like the way Oakland's playing, and you got Chiefs, like I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know about Oakland, but just having the Chiefs in your division.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they even have to fight Oakland.
Right.
Like they have to. But so in my mind, it's about what realistic expectations do you have.
Yeah. The next one, 100%. I don't think it necessarily happens because they have Eckler and they just paid him.
Right.
But they might just sign him to finish off the year. Buffalo Bills, I think. I don't think he goes here. They do here. It says have the tied for the third worst yards per carry rate at 3.7.
I actually like. It's funny because I think it makes also sense here more than anything.
I mean, you
because
just have like Singletary and Zach Moss.
I agree with that.
It's a
I
little
agree
weird.
with that. I definitely agree, and I think that what happens for fantasy is you can't even play Bell. Oh, there it goes.
There it
man.
goes.
I think. What are you gonna put this one? What are you gonna put? What are you gonna say?
Wow.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was very anticlimactic.
Sorry.
Um,
But yeah, it's a little weird. Devin Singletary, hand Zach Moss, and
I agree, but I would say that there's a team to make the playoffs and make a big run. It
right.
would be the Bills.
I can see him.
So
I think this is really dangerous, man. LeVeon Bell is about to come into a place and mess it up.
I'm very dude. Literally all the you better not like all the sleepers
Right,
comments. You
right.
better not come and mess up with
People are
Clyde
gonna hate-
Edwards.
Oh my
You
God.
better not come and David Montgomery like every
Right.
single person that has the top dog.
So there's two more I've seen. I've seen Baltimore
Okay,
rolling
haven't
into
seen
Baltimore. Mark Ingram looks so washed. J.K. Dobbins is a rookie, and Gus Edwards.
I actually like just like the Bills. I in my mind, I think it does make sense.
Right. I don't think he goes there, but that would there's a
It
potential.
does make sense.
And Kansas City. Listen, if you guys don't stop saying
Like,
Kansas City,
bro, we're
I'm the
literally
one-
getting. I know we're literally people are literally getting trade asks for Bell for Clyde
so easy.
because he thinks he's no. They're
right.
like
Because
no.
they think Le'Veon. I know. I'm saying I
No.
would do the trade.
What?
I would take Clyde easily. Over
No.
him.
They're saying, give me Clyde
Right.
for my Bell.
Yeah. No.
That's what I'm saying because they're like, Bell's about to come in here and swoop and get these goal lines.
Right. And that's why I want Clyde.
Right.
It's like what do you?
But yeah,
okay.
I mean, there's all these things. There's that tweet by
Chris
by-
Jones.
by
Okay.
Chris
Yeah. Okay.
Jones,
First of all, I just want to say that was the first thought that came into my head.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs, 100%.
'Cause
Wedge
again,
straight to there.
yeah.
Damian Williams opted out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a rookie. But listen, okay, there was a tweet by Chris Jones that was them hanging out before. Said whatever. Le'Veon Bell. ... And it was also Patrick Mahomes.
dude. Like whatever. Yeah, there's tweets and stuff, and like they started following each
Patrick
other like
Mahomes followed each
on
other.
Twitter. But like
But
that's
listen,
whatever, dude.
Listen, there is no way I'm calling this
0% chance?
0.0000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000 chance that he goes to Kansas City.
You got
One,
Clyde in, your
because
biggest
I
league,
have
right?
Clyde, and if
Your
he
biggest
goes there, I will literally come over there and real quick. No, but I just really don't see this happening. Like from an actual,
I think it's not smart for him
I
to
think
do
it's a
it, yes.
possibility. Of course, I'm not retarded. I'm sorry.
Wait,
I'm just kidding. Like, of course, I think there's a 1% chance it happens. I'm not gonna.
it's just a 1%.
I'm not gonna leave it out of the question, but I think it would be very
It would
dumb
not be
for
the
Kansas
smartest
City.
organization for sure.
Yeah, they
I
have
can
a
see that.
rookie that they're developing. Keep developing him. Why bring in Le'Veon Bell and then have to pay him next year? Like,
I agree.
what is
Why?
the point there?
Because you're what you're doing then is you're minimizing the progression
Right.
of the rookie.
Literally.
Kind of. I mean, people
You are.
would say that like maybe he can learn from him.
Sure.
There is that. But I feel like the best way to learn is to play.
And honestly, if you're going to bring someone in, don't bring in Le'Veon Bell. Go out there and get a freaking offensive lineman who can run block. I don't think, like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been looking so nice. He's so
Yes, for
elusive.
his limited amount of times, though for some reason, these game scripts are just like
It's
weird.
just game scripts. But
Weird, but if
he's looking good.
for
He's
his
looking like
sparse
a
amount
good
of
back.
times, he does look good.
Right, and I'm saying he's still developing. Like, don't bring in Le'Veon Bell, who I promise to you is going to look the same. Like, it hasn't been Clyde. It's been their offensive line. Every
agree
time they
with that.
snap him the ball, the offensive line just gets beat. The players are right there about to tackle Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He has to, like, juke 4 different guys to even get 10 yards. I don't think, like, bringing in Le'Veon Bell, he's going to have to be doing the same thing. Do I think he might juke a little bit more than Clyde Edwards-Helaire and get a little bit more yards? Sure.
This is the thing. Clearly, they're really, 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 really high end those pass catchers. Clearly, and you can't argue. Yes, Clyde is amazing, right? I would put like the pivot to Bell with catching balls because he's probably the best catcher.
Okay.
Him and David Johnson. But I still don't think that's enough to say that like, oh my God, Clyde, you've been missing these balls or like you've been
Yeah,
bad.
he has. He's been looking
He's
great,
been
and they
great.
drafted him 2 catches.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't. As much as I've been saying for the Bills and Chicago Bears, like, you're already a good team, you'll be, or even Ravens, you'll be better. But the thing is, like, to me, Clyde Edwards has been the guy, has shown it, and that's not been an issue for them.
Yeah, I mean, and like the only way I see that is if the organization really gets scared that they lost to the Raiders,
Yeah,
and
right.
makes
They
an
get scared that they
impulsive,
can't win this
right,
year.
and makes an impulsive move. But I really think in the long run that's bad. And like I said, you're just hindering your rookie's development. You're bringing in more questions like, oh, can Clyde actually do it? Oh, like what is the dynamic
And
in
for
there?
fantasy owners that have Clyde, we don't like those kind of questions.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying for a team aspect,
I
like is
agree.
Patrick Mahomes now favoring Le'Veon Bell over Clyde? Is Clyde now their bat? Like,
Right.
what's, you know
we
what I
don't
mean?
like. Why do that to a rookie?
Right,
Especially that you were so high on.
the number 1 rookie
I agree.
was a monster.
So what I would say, my thought. Oh no, and there's the last one. We actually haven't talked about it.
Oh, what?
The last one is Miami. So he trains in Miami. Miami's actually doing way better than expected. way better than expected. I'm very excited. But any opportunity where Fitz can have a run, and we're a team where like everybody's just like, no, Miami's trash. No, they can't do it. I love the what's the word? The Cinderella story. Like I love going like you go. That's why you go against the Lakers all the time.
Right.
Like I love unless they're like my team. Like I love going with the underdog. And to me, like there's nothing more beautiful if somehow they get into the playoffs and they win.
I would love
which
it.
by still drafting Tua
Right.
and all that situation and like
Fitzmagic
Gaskin, who knew
does
the
it.
third? They literally they traded to get 2 running backs, and the third one that didn't even trade for is the one that's leading the charge.
So funny.
So like I want that. I hope it happens. And honestly, I think it would be great for them to get LeVeon Bell in Miami too. Like I can see that being great for like how is that bad for them? You know.
Yeah, I mean,
like unless you're like, bro, like Gaskin is the future for the next several years.
what's the record right now?
I think they're 2-3.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem is that, the front office might not want it because the front office probably wants lower picks. For
Right, that's what I'm
Tua.
saying. If they can somehow see them getting to the playoffs,
Right.
which I think they have like a decent chance, a decent chance.
It's really
I
hard.
can see it happening. To me,
Yeah,
go ahead. No.
I just wonder how much NFL teams want to, or more, what I want to say is, take into account and then try to not be there to be in like that purgatory state of like,
if it happens, it happens.
no, like you're making a push to the playoffs, but you're not really a contender, but you're not really rebuilding, like where you finish as a draft pick, between like 15 to 20. In that essence of like you just missed out the playoff, you had like a 7. Like how much do teams put into their thought process? Like, hey, let's not try to be there. Let's either try to be a contender like with the Chiefs, or let's completely rebuild. Like, do you think teams are okay to finish in that 7 and 9 spot
know.
and like
I don't
barely
know.
miss the playoffs?
It's difficult to me because I honestly think like if you're a coach in an organization and you're like
Right.
an organization,
Well,
I
the
think
coach,
if you're
you have to win.
right, but if you're an organization, as much as it's like, oh my God, we can't compete. There's no way we can go against the Chiefs. At some point, if you're winning games and your organization's playing well, I feel like
But like right now they're 2 and 3. Like they're not. They're like.
right. But honestly, to say at least 2 of the 3 games, maybe not the game against Patriots, they could have won that game.
Right, but all I'm saying is I'm agreeing with you, and I think that they know that they have a chance to hit the playoffs. Right, they know they have a chance to be a playoff contender at least.
For sure.
What is the like?
I
how
get
much
you.
thought-
I get you. What is the likelihood? And I
Not
don't.
likelihood. But
No. I don't know because I think like it's still early in the season, and I think could they just maybe right now they're thinking like you, but maybe at some point if this team just continues to roll, maybe you're thinking like, wait, yes, probably this. We're like in the middle of the pile, and like what's the point of us getting Bell if
It's
we
like
can't really compete?
Like, what's the point of us getting Bell, making a playoff push, then having like the 20th draft pick as opposed
Right, I
to
agree.
as opposed to a top 5 draft pick and just
I-
like not getting
of
Bell,
course.
putting into a
And I hear you.
chilling. You know what I mean? Probably what I would do if I was.
I agree, but at some point, like think about it. Bell comes in that organization, somehow you win the playoffs. That's a lot of money. You're making.
Well, yes, if you are winning. Oh, you're saying just making the playoffs?
Yeah.
Right, if you can get there, which is also hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
for
yeah.
sure. So my take would be probably in my mind the Bears first. I just think it makes the most sense. I don't know if he's okay with there being a Montgomery there. I think in any single situation at this point, he's gonna have something going on there. He's not gonna be like just the guy.
And I think he doesn't get signed.
You think he doesn't get signed?
I'm gonna go with he doesn't get signed unless there's a big injury.
I think he does get signed. I think it happens very soon.
Wait,
And-
what about? No. Wait, we haven't even talked about the Giants,
Right,
bro.
I was just thinking about them.
The Giants. I think that's the biggest spot if he does go.
I don't know why. Why would they do that?
I don't know,
Makes
man.
zero sense. That team is definitely getting the first pick.
True.
That team
Maybe
is
not.
trash.
Yeah, I mean,
I say the Chicago Bears. I think if he gets signed, I think Chicago Bears. I'm honestly going Miami number 2, Miami 2 or 3. Like I
I'm
can
gonna say
see
Chiefs number 1.
Come
No,
on.
I'm gonna say he doesn't get signed. That's what I'm
Okay.
going with.
All right. Well, that would suck for me because I have him in 2 leagues and I really need him to play.
Dynasty
2
though.
dynasty leagues.
Trade
yes.
him though. Trade him.
Right.
Right now.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right now.
No, because I do believe he's gonna get signed.
Okay. Well, all right. Anything else you want to add?
No. By the way, how do you guys like our shirts? I'm wearing the same shirt like 3 days in a row.
Same. Literally.
Literally. I hope people don't judge us based on them already judging us beforehand. We're doing the best we can. We're doing it so good, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Honestly, Bell.
And join our Discord.
Join our
We
Discord.
will have a discussion
yeah,
there.
let's have a discussion there.
Where do you
today,
think Le'Veon Bell goes? Yeah.
Tomorrow. Today, tomorrow,
After
every day.
tomorrow. Every day. For the rest of
Every
our
day,
lives.
For the rest of our lives.
Where
Yeah,
do
the
we think
description-
Le'Veon Bell's
Our
going to go?
Discord is in our description below. Check it out. Check out our social media at the Fantasy Football Brothers.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button.
Please,
we
please,
appreciate you
please.
guys.
Yeah.
Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.